Hello and welcome to another update on Link. Link remains in a situation in which we could still see a C wave rally to the upside from the current price region. That hasn't really changed, but I wanted to start with a brief look at the daily chart first. So as mentioned in the last update, as long as we're holding here this kind of $10 level there, we can grind higher directly in a C wave, and that could be a 5-wave move that takes us higher to $47 plus. And we need to hold, however, this April low, 7th of April. As long as we can sort of grind higher here locally and avoid a break below that April low, we could see a third wave next. If we break below the April low, then the market needs to form another 1-2 setup before breaking out. The next resistance is $17.93, and then we have $23.14, which is the wave 1 or a wave high that formed in March 2024. I mean, more than a year ago. It's crazy, and really, this chart has only been ranging for a year. I know it is frustrating, but it is what it is. You know, this is what we are seeing here. I actually thought about it today. You know, could this be a triangle? Could this turn into a triangle? Yes. How? Well, the yellow count, remember, is an ABC structure. So at the moment, I'm tracking this as an A wave, and then it would be an ABC flat correction. Honestly, this move down is not clearly a 5-wave move. It's messy. So it might be that this is turning into a triangle. Okay, we haven't talked about this yet, but it's possible. If it forms this, you've got a triangle. Does it really look like a triangle? Yeah. Okay. Now, with this overshooting B wave, even in a triangle, this is a so-called running triangle. Okay. It's just the B wave can overshoot even in a triangle, and it's an ABCDE structure. A wave down, B wave, C wave, D wave can still extend, E wave up. So that's a way for it to grind a little further. Very difficult to detect, very, very difficult to detect, but I'm always looking at the charts, reviewing, challenging my own wave structures, wave counts. So I'm considering, obviously, a triangle, but it's too early to say. But it's like, you know, when this move up isn't really breaking out, but we might see another rally, but kind of form a lower high, and it comes down again in a corrective fashion, then we've got our triangle. Just be prepared for that. It would actually be a good thing, because I know it would be a bit boring, but it would be further evidence that we're likely going to see a breakout to the upside, at least from what I can see, because then we have an A wave up in 5 waves, a B wave as a consolidation pattern before we break out. So, and the running triangle is bullish, right? If the B wave overshoots, it's actually quite bullish. So it's just something I wanted to share with you. We haven't talked about that before. And then looking at the smaller time frame, I mean, what can I say? The support area here, upper support, remains unchanged between $11.45 and $12.61, still holding. And what we're tracking here is a potential move to the upside, in which, I mean, this is a potential wave 1, as I just showed you in the yellow count. And then this here could be a wave 2, but only as long as we're holding 11.45. Below that level, it will likely lead to invalidation. I don't know exactly what this is. It's quite messy. I'm not convinced yet that we have a low in place here. What could happen is that this is forming some kind of A, B, C to the downside, and we get another low. But then again, looking at this in even more detail, it could be that this B wave is still unfolding. Would be something like a head fake, which means it's forming like, you know, this, where we break briefly above yesterday's high, just to then break down, like a flat correction. I wouldn't worry so much about the microstructures here at the moment. They are not reliable, or rather, they're just corrective, and that leaves the door open for a little bit further consolidation or downside before actually really moving higher. I don't have any 5-wave move up from any of the recent lows. The only 5-wave move up I have here is a potential 5-wave diagonal from the April low, but nothing locally here. So that's basically still missing. Yeah, that's the update on Link. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.